doesn't matter if you have waves, dreads, freeforms, braids, twists, earrings, nose piercing, face piercing, neck tat, tatted all over your body. You got a fresh cut. You don't sag. You dress nice. You wear a suit, business casual. You wear jewelry. Whatever the case may be. If you have black skin, if you got this skin right here, if you look like me, whether you're from Africa, whether you're from the Caribbeans, whether you're from America, whatever, you gonna get judged the same way. Just the same way. They killed Martin Luther King and he wore a suit. He wore a suit and they still killed him. They killed Malcolm X. He still wore a suit. So it doesn't matter if I sag. It doesn't matter if I get my face tatted. Well, face tatted is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm never gonna get my face tatted. No matter if I get my neck.
Yeah, don't get no face tats. Face tats is just absolutely insane.
What?
Nah, all jokes aside though, what he's saying is true though, man. I realized this at a young age, and I'm
Shut your bitch ass on!
It doesn't matter if I get a tattoo. It doesn't matter if I get grills. It doesn't matter if I grow my hair out to my ass. It doesn't matter. You're black. Already a target. So do what the fuck you want to do. There's no point in you trying to appropriate. Is that the word, appropriate? There's no point in you trying to act like you a goody two shoes. Oh no, I'm not like that. Oh, I'm one of the good ones. There's no point in you trying to be like that, because either way you gonna get targeted. They see black skin, you gonna get targeted. So there's no point in you trying to act like you're not one of us, or act like you one of the good ones, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Even if you're one of the good ones, you still gonna get targeted. So do what the fuck you want to do. If you want to grow your hair out, do it. You want to get that tattoo, do it. Who cares? You still gonna be targeted, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, I'm tired of seeing videos about it. The next time one of these white boys come through trying to cuss at motherfuckers and show their guns off, don't make no fucking video about it. Don't record them. Don't call the police. So a motherfucker can be like, oh yeah, man, we see no foul play. They didn't do anything wrong. All right then, bitch, I'm not gonna do nothing wrong. Tap that bitch between his eyebrows and watch his dumb ass fall in the street. And don't even call 12. Let somebody come pick his bitch ass up off the road.
Man, I really agree with this, man. And like, I always feel that way. I always be like, dang, when I see any video and I see a black person recording a video and they like, this person did this person was racist. Don't nobody in there care about that, man. It's like, of course, the person it's happening to is gonna be offended, rightfully so. Of course, from our perspective, right? We black, right? Most of the time, we gonna be like, yeah, man, that's racist. You ain't gotta be doing all that. But everybody else just gonna be mostly looking like, you know, she the problem. She just being the victim. So it's always like, to me, to try to offer some type of solution. I'm not a know-it-all, but to try to offer some type of solution, I say the best thing to do is, if you're able to, walk away. You feel me? If the situation ain't serious, like if your life ain't being threatened and none of your safety ain't being threatened, just walk away if you can. But if it escalate, I say defend yourself to the best way you can if you have to. You have no reason to try to look like a good person or be good or turn the other cheek for somebody who, you know what I'm saying, who don't even respect you anyway, don't even respect your existence. But that's just my 2 cents, because remember, I'm saying I don't know everything. I'm not, you know.
I'm tired of playing with these goddamn honkies. When was the last time we seen a white person hanging? I ain't never seen it, goddammit, and I need to. I ain't saying nobody around me need to do it, goddammit, but somebody need to do it. I ain't never seen a black body, a white body hanging in the wind. If we want equality, alright.
The most exhausting thing about being black is being forced to be around people who don't view you as human, and you know you are. When you see a video of a black person being harassed by a white person, people don't jump in until the white person is getting hurt. But the whole time, the black person is expected to just let that rock. That's why you get cases like Chud. Because in the minds of all of these other people, black people are not people. We're closer to zoo animals. That's why they want to do things like try to touch your hair, say whatever it is that they want to you. And then if you respond the way that you actually should, they seek to put you down. Sound familiar? It's also why I say them wanting to sleep with you is not an indicator that they view you as a human or that they don't hate you. Gang, they into bestiality and kids. They will literally do that with anything. The craziest thing about the entire experience is how invisible it is to them and to them only. But it gets even weirder when you add in that they admire you. Like they want to eat what you eat. They want to talk how you talk. They want to dress how you dress. They want to be how you are, just without respecting who you are. I don't gotta prove that I'm human to nobody, because the person who I would have to prove that to ain't gonna view me as that regardless. So fuck them. Grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. You see it.
It's just fucking crazy to me. It's just fucking wild. You're telling me that my ancestors can survive chattel slavery, segregation, redlining, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, and the government says we can't afford to give you guys any reparations whatsoever. But you stormed the fucking Capitol one afternoon, and now you're eligible for the anti-weaponization fund? Are you fucking kidding me? I did the math. Look, $1.8 billion divided by 500,000 people. There's way more people that are affected by slavery than that, and there's way less people that stormed the Capitol than that. But 1.8 divided by 500,000 is about $3,600 per person. 500,000. They have the money, bro. And if it ever comes to giving it to black people, they ain't coming up off of it.
Yeah, and if you never heard of that, it was I thought it was like 1.7, but 1.7, 1.8. I'm sure that's the same thing. But I seen where two of the officers that was injured during the riots, they had like countersued, and so they was trying to make sure none of them weren't finna get no money anyway. And to my knowing, I don't think nobody was able to get no money off the anti-weaponization fund. I don't think so. And they don't deserve it. Y'all committed a crime. Y'all already got pardoned. Y'all should already be grateful for that, because I would be grateful just to be pardoned. I'd be like, dang, because I know that storming the White House is something that's like, should be considered real serious, but whatever, right? So I just be grateful for the pardon. But Trump trying to make it to where they get money too, but it's just weird, like, and I ain't gonna try to talk in a circle on his point, but it's just weird when you think about all of that and then see how they speak on reparations when people do bring it up. I'm not nobody that ever bring up reparations or speak on reparations. I'm just keeping it real. But I'm just saying, for the people that do bring it up, I see how these people respond. But then they are quick to try to make an anti-weaponization fund for criminals. That's just crazy to me.
Okay, supremacists, to the front. I just have a quick question for you. How can you brag about America being run and built by white people, right? Meaning you control Congress, you control the government, you control the vast majority of the financial district. So you control the judicial, you control financial, right? You control legislative, right? I give y'all that. You got that, right? So how can it
I know y'all already know what he getting at.
simultaneously be that you're in absolute autocratic control as a group in America, and then the things that are wrong with America then be blamed on the groups that are not in control? How does that work? Because if a country is only as good as its leadership, and you are in leadership, if anything is trash in the country, doesn't that point to you being responsible for it being trash? Because we're all just following your leadership, right? Here's the other thing. My other question. How can black people simultaneously, by your own definition, be ignorant, stupid, right, people, but somehow you make us out to be these criminal masterminds? Which one is it? Are we fucking dumb, or are we criminal masterminds, right? Do you run the country, or do we run the country? Which one is it? Because it kind of seems like y'all motherfuckers like to flip-flop a lot, right? When things are going good, white people made it good and did this. But when things go bad, when things aren't going your way, all of a sudden it's black and brown people's fault. Like, see, a true leader owns up regardless.
Yeah, it's like they are the most judges are white, most police are white, doctors white, lawyers mostly white. So when you look at that, you can kind of be like, and then you got to look at, of course, politicians, when it get up to stuff like that too, politically, whatever, right? But it still is said, you know, what's wrong with the country is everything else. And that is just another common sense thing that I'm not gonna try to steal his point, of course. That's why I put it in the video, but I gotta try to get my little 2 cents on it, right?
Regardless of what the conditions are. A true champion owns up regardless of whether he wins or loses.
It's just how are we to blame and we don't have no power for real when it come to any of that stuff. They not gonna tell me that, hear me out, because this is what they say. They don't like black people because they commit a lot of crime, right? But hear me out, because I know this gonna sound super stupid. They lock up black men, you know, we more likely to be charged, you know, more harshly for the same offenses, more likely to be sentenced to death for the same offenses. Think about that, right? So it's like, and then they love, you know what I'm saying, to lock people up so they can get the free labor off of them. So in my mind, it kind of be thinking like, bro, they would love that people commit crime. Think about what I'm saying. Hear me out. They would love the fact that black people commit so much crime so they could lock them up for free labor. Even if it wasn't on no race thing, right? You can just say they like locking up people. They like locking up people anyway for free labor because that's a lot of, you know, profit. You see what I'm saying? So I just be like, whatever. So even that is not even a good excuse to try to blame black people for the reason why America is falling apart. Like, that don't even make sense. But you got to think deep like how I be thinking to really kind of get what I'm saying. Because like I said, I know that sounds crazy.
So are you winners or are you losers? Are you champions or are you chumps? Because it's really fucking hard to tell right now. And lastly, why is it that you're always so overly concerned about neighborhoods that you never frequent? Like, you know, the hood, right? Like, y'all are never there. You're never there unless you happen to live there. You don't know anything about the people there. You don't know anything about the lifestyle. You don't know anything about the struggles. You don't know anything about what people in the hood have to endure just to have a normal fucking life. And you assume that everybody in the hood is ghetto or a gangbanger and no people are a monolith, right? But you don't think that same thing about the meth heads and meth addicts in trailer parks, right? Oh, they just have a drug problem. But people in the hood couldn't potentially have a drug problem too, right? And those drugs that are in the hood, who do you think brought them there? Again,
you can actually say the same thing about mental health too.
And it goes back to either black people are criminal masterminds that have connections globally that can bring in tons of drugs and guns via the ports of LA, or somebody else is bringing it in and using black people and brown people as a scapegoat. One of those sounds more realistic than the other one based on what we know about socioeconomics in this country and politics in this country. So again, why are you so concerned with neighborhoods that you never frequent and people that you've never met and don't even care to frequent or know? Seems like y'all need to take several fucking seats and ask yourself some questions like, what's wrong with me? Why am I like this? I know y'all won't, but just a suggestion.
10th characteristic of white supremacy culture is the fear of open conflict. Those in power try to avoid and ignore conflict at all possible. When someone raises an issue that causes discomfort, the person who raises the issue is often blamed rather than the actual issue itself that's causing the problem. There's an emphasis on being polite. It equates raising difficult issues with being rude or impolite. Traditional Maori culture had many avenues by which one could raise concerns and settle disputes publicly. There was also fluting, which was like throwing insults at each other within kind of a ritualistic manner. And then there was ultimately the hongong, where people could literally fight it out if they had a dispute that they couldn't resolve any other way. If you are conflict avoidant, instead of prioritizing comfort and don't have any healthy conflict resolution skills, then you probably need to deconstruct the fear of conflict within yourself.
To all my black people, I don't know about y'all, and I'm mainly speaking for myself here, but with how everything is unfolding in this country, whether it's the rise of military presence on the U.S. and Mexico border, or the fact that Elon Musk and his lackeys then got access to the U.S. Treasury Department's payment system, I don't have the bandwidth to have empathy for anybody that's in opposition of black people or the black community as a whole, nor do I have the bandwidth to be sitting on no moral high horse and turning the other cheek. And I'm not going to be arguing with no crazy ass kids of Columbus during this time. I'm just going to ask one simple question, and I urge every other black person just to ask this one question. These kids of Columbus start getting beside themselves, trying to profile you, stop you from doing something. Just ask them this: are you trying to stop me from getting home safely? Yes or no? And depending on how they answer that question,
And of course, what he's saying could be useful to a lot of people. So I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit so you can hear it. But what I say is, if you know you in a place where you belong, and one of them people questioning you, because I done seen recently, it happening to a few black people. And I would say don't say nothing to them. If they call the police, then and the police come try you, then show the police that you live there. And then after that, you feel me, take that up with the law on how they just, try to weaponize the police against you. But in reality, you don't have no obligation to show proof to nobody. If you know you're supposed to be there, that means you spoke with somebody in that area, or somebody of an apartment building, the management of the apartment building or the leasing department or something. So you have clear authorization to be there. Nobody has no right to try you because of your skin color. I don't feel like we ever should have to keep thinking that we have to be good or be polite to white people because this, or because we gonna make ourselves look a certain type of way. To me, that's like a low self-esteem. So I don't know, but I'm gonna run it back so we can hear that a little better, man.
ask them this: are you trying to stop me from getting home safely? Yes or no? And depending on how they answer that question, that will determine their fate. It's just that fucking simple. They want to say all this other shit. Oh, are you allowed to be here? This, and that. Oh, I don't think you, sir, ma'am, whatever. Are you trying to stop me from getting home safely? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, let me phone you in straight to God. It's just that fucking simple, bro. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We don't got time to fucking play with people during these times, bro.
This type of framing is intentional. It seeks to
Oh, I guess, hey, what he's saying is real. My bad. Guess I didn't listen right the first time, right?
paint the aggressor as the victim and the victim as the aggressor in an attempt to put political pressure on the Broward County State Attorney's Office to charge this black woman for defending herself. If you just looked at this headline, you would have no idea that there is a video showing this man, a 62-year-old Army veteran, okay, charging after this woman and this woman retreating. You would see her, gun in hand, still retreating, trying to get him to stop chasing after her. She goes around multiple different vehicles to try to get away. And keep in mind, in the state of Florida, a stand your ground state, you have no duty to retreat from an imminent threat. And if you're charging at someone aggressively over a parking space, who knows what you're going to do? I don't understand what we're saying here. And then, okay, some news outlets did have his daughter. And of course, any loss of life is sad. It is horrible. And the daughter was crying and the daughter was upset. And then they go on to say that the daughter was estranged from the father for quite some time, but they did not give a reason for the estrangement. Understand, when the New York Post reports stuff like this, they are trying to rile up a base of people to put political pressure on the state attorney's office to charge this woman for a crime that is not a crime. It is not a crime to defend yourself from a threat. And yes, again, any loss of life is very sad, but you have the ability, you have the right to defend yourself if somebody is charging after you.
Damn, yeah, of course we all know about this situation, right? I was like, dang, he shouldn't have been, doing that, trying to approach a woman aggressively anyway. You shouldn't be walking up on a woman like that anyway. I don't care about nothing. Even if she didn't have no gun, you just shouldn't be doing nothing like that. I would love for everybody to see a video of me approaching a white woman like that and she shoot me, and then all these people start trying to say, she shouldn't have did that. She shouldn't have to shoot him, because it seemed like, I could be tripping, but it seemed like white people, like a lot of white people, really changed their stance on self-defense now for some reason, after all of the incidents we've seen after all of these incidents and cases we've seen in the past, viral cases even, like we've seen they stance on self-defense. Now all of a sudden it's changing. So, you know, I just think that is just absolutely asinine as well. But of course I could say, hey, you get what you get. Don't do nothing like that. You feel me?
Fuck you then, nigga. Let your mama love you.
But hell yeah.
Asked on the stand, they asked the witnesses if the stature of those white men would be intimidating to them. They agreed and said yes. Now, when asked if those men that were hovering over a boy that was seated, if that could be intimidating, they said no. That is cognitive dissonance and racism on full fucking display. For some reason, society does not believe that black people could ever be in fucking danger and that white people could never place or be harmful to other people. Specifically, can never be harmful to black people. Even when they were unaliving us, they never thought that that was harmful. They still don't believe this. Just so we understand, this is cognitive dissonance at its fucking finest form.
One thing that I hate as an African that's quote unquote not African presenting, whatever the fuck that means. When you go to like African restaurants or like an African setting, point blank period, and like they don't know you're African and you're let's say ordering food or anything, they're so disrespectful until what I usually do is I fake get on the phone and start speaking tree so they can know I'm African. I get treated so much better. So I be understanding when African Americans be like, Africans don't like us, because honestly, when I go and they think I'm not African, they're so disrespectful. That shit irritates me so bad. For example, y'all, if y'all live in Philly, y'all know that viral food truck place that's been going viral on TikTok. It's on 72nd and Woodland. I just went there. I'm sitting there. First of all, it's hot. I'm sitting there. She take 20 minutes to do the guy in front of me, but I don't mind because at the end of the day, it's a truck. Like, you gotta be serious. I'm sitting there, and it's my time to order. I'm looking at the menu. I asked for the crabs because that's what was going viral. That's what I wanted to go over there for. She don't got crabs. Basically, most of the stuff that I wanted, she's saying she don't got. So I say, let me just get 3 beef on a stick and 2 chicken on a stick. Then I say, do you have jollof? I'm asking because most of the stuff that I had, I asked for, you said you didn't have. So she says, yes. I asked her, how much is the chicken on the stick and jollof? She goes, just look at the menu. Look at the menu. You're confusing me. You're confusing me. Look at the menu. I'm like, oh, never mind. You don't even gotta worry about it. And I walked off. Like, you don't know your prices? You couldn't just tell me? It really just pissed me the fuck off. And that's why I need to stop following viral shit. Like, just rude and nasty for no reason. Because I asked how much would it be with the jollof. Like, you could have literally just said the price. Like, just how you out here hot and irritated, I'm hot and irritated too. I got long sleeves on. And I'm standing out here. I already waited 20 minutes for you to do the guy in front of me, but I wasn't complaining because at the end of the day, I wanted it, so I'm gonna sit here and wait. Like, what was the attitude about? She really just pissed me off. All this to say, don't fucking go there if y'all don't want somebody with a nasty ass attitude. Thank you.
I think it's best to do what this young lady just said. Think about it. Like, she said that when a lady, you know, caught the attitude with her basically for asking the question, she said she didn't even say nothing. She just straight up walked away. I promise y'all, that's the best way to do it. If we able to, whether it's African type, you know, because I'm telling y'all, it just so happened that a lot of them do be like that too. I'm not saying it's all of them, but I'm warning y'all because, you know, if I'm gonna be making these videos, I gotta try to offer some solutions. I'm not a know-it-all, but I don't need to just be making the videos, you know what I'm saying, just yapping too much, right? Just gonna leave. You ain't gotta pull out no camera, record them. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, something happened, do what she do. Let your people know that they might be, you know what I'm saying, a little discriminatory against people like us, you feel me? Let your people know. Hopefully they take heed. I'm just keeping it real, you know what I mean? We just don't try to be the victim or nothing like that too much. Just try to learn from it and offer a solution to you. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, it's not me being a know-it-all. It's just me trying to, you know, throw my little 2 cents in. Because I'm telling y'all, I'm from Arkansas, y'all. I didn't experience some racist ass fucking shit at a young age. And I'm telling y'all, I'm going to make a video about that because it radicalized me. But let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll try to respond if I'm able to. That being said, I'm going to get on out of here.
I'm only loving what's real and whatever is fake. Just know that I love to hate it. I guess I'm a hater. My team shoots so good, they can mess up the Lakers. You try to mess up my paper, then I come and keep. But first I'ma dress up as Jason.